Hello, everyone. John Dowling, author of Service by the Boxes. Exciting news for 2025. We are launching Service by the Boxes management training. And I want to clarify that we're calling it management training and not manager training. Because a lot of times when you say we're having service manager training, automatically um, leadership at a dealership says, like, yeah, we need to send our service managers to this training. But this is management training. So this training is designed for anybody who has service responsibility at a dealership. If that's from an executive level, say VP of product support or director of product support, all the way down to your local branch service manager. And so, what is Service by the Boxes? It's a methodology. It's a process. It's a philosophy. So I just want to take a few minutes and talk to you about what is Service by the Boxes. And so Service by the Boxes is founded on the principle of let's take the complex and let's simplify it. Let's take the complex and break it down to little bite-sized pieces that we can digest. For any of you who work at a dealership or manage a service department at a heavy equipment dealership, we realize how complicated service can be. And a lot of times we want to do what's right. We work hard every day. We're trying to improve and be successful, but there's too many moving pieces, and we don't know exactly what part of the service process isn't working. That's either because we don't have a defined service process, we don't have a documented service process. For years, most dealerships just wing it and hope for the best. But when I talk with dealerships and they tell me how much money they're losing in their service department, I think it's time for a change. So over my 30-year career in the product support industry, I have documented my processes and my procedures. And I do want to acknowledge I've had great mentors at every stage of my career who have just poured into me years of experience and knowledge and information. And so basically, I just want to give that back to the industry. And that's one reason I wrote my book, Service by the Boxes. It's I even confess that it's a lot of this stuff in here is not new or original to me. I just wrote it down in a book. So strongly encourage you to buy this book. You can get it on Amazon. Just Google Service by the Boxes, John Dowling. It'll take you straight to the Amazon page. But I do want to talk a little bit about what is the methodology service by the boxes. Like, what exactly is it? And so, like as we stated earlier, it's breaking down the complex to the simple, taking the complex to the simple. And so the methodology is let's break down the service process into the basic elements or steps or stages, or I like to call boxes of the service process, which I have done. I've broke it down into 10 different stages or boxes that we can see that work order progressing once it is created or generated or open, whatever you want to call that. And as it progresses from box to box to box, eventually it is to the work completed box where we close out the work order and collect our revenue, our money from our customer. But when we talk about the methodology of service by the boxes, and we like to keep things simple here, is that there are 10 basic steps or stages or boxes of the work order process. And at the core, there we all recognize that there is a required action to get from the inbox to the tech box and so on, that there's a required action that must occur to progress that work order. What I realize is most dealerships don't even know what the boxes are in the service department, and they do not know what the required action is. So they don't know what to focus on. And so another core belief or principle of the service by the boxes methodology is accountability. You have to have accountability. If you're going to have any kind of success in business or in life, you have to have accountability. And what I've realized in the heavy equipment industry, we are very independent thinkers, but the negative side of that is we don't like to be held accountable. And this starts at the very top. If the ownership of a dealership does not hold themselves accountable or does not empower their subordinates to hold themselves accountable, accountability will not filter down throughout the whole dealership. So if you're an owner, if you're a president, you're CEO of a dealership, to the extent that you hold yourself accountable, so too will accountability be within your company. And so what Service by the Boxes says, the methodology of Service by the Boxes, like I said, we have 10 basic stages or boxes, and there is a required action to move from one stage or step of the work order process to the next. And yet, with the accountability element, one person within your dealership must be held accountable, must have responsibility for that required action. And when you couple this with our new software, By the Boxes software, which will give you visibility and show you where your bottlenecks are within your service department, you will see exactly where is the bottleneck in your service process. At what stage or what part of the process are we struggling? Do we need training? But also, who is responsible for that stage, for that action? And then we can address that issue directly with the appropriate personnel at your dealership. Instead of guessing, instead of having this big service department meeting and bringing in all your technicians and telling everybody they're doing a crappy job, and we're just kind of throwing stuff over the fence, hopefully something sticks, hopefully something gets better. But Service by the Boxes, there's no guesswork. There's no guesswork. Since we have accountability at the core of our methodology, then we will know exactly who is responsible for that bottleneck. That's Service by the Boxes in a nutshell. And Service by the Boxes management training will train your management team, will train your service manager, your service writer, that philosophy of breaking down the complex to the simple, and also undergirding that with accountability. So if you're struggling to perform well at your dealership when it comes to service management, please reach out to me. You can email me at John, John, at servicebytheboxes.com, or visit my website, servicebytheboxes.com. We're also on YouTube as well, with a lot of free video content just like this one. If you do like this video and find any help, or if you've learned anything today, let me say it that way. Please like, share, comment. That helps get the word out. So thank you for your time today. Have a great week, and talk to you soon.